Yeah! Welcome to the podca, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have a very special guest for you all. It's my best buddy Pip, who's been on leave for the past several years from the internet to explore the universe and do all sorts of cool shit. Recently, he was in a plane crash, so his voice might sound a little different from what you're used to, but I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. He's very sensitive about the voice, so he asks that you don't, make fun of it or just don't be a dick about it. But without further ado, it's Pip. Yeah.
Yeah, it's me. Well, hi guys. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Pip, what's been going on with you? How is things?
Well, you know, obviously, a lot has happened in my life in the past 5 or 6 years
Yeah.
since I've been gone.
Yeah. I heard about the plane
Um,
crash.
yeah, I don't know if you saw that on the news, but
It was
uh,
everywhere.
I, uh, I was, the only thing that got messed up was, you know, my voice sounds different now for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't even detect sarcasm. But other than that, doctors say I'm healthy. So yeah.
That, that
Uh,
that's good. That could have been a lot worse for you. Plane crashes can be very devastating.
yeah, I hear people die in them. So they
Occasionally,
told
yeah.
me,
Every once in a while.
yeah, they told me they were like, yeah, he could have died there. And I said, death? What's that? I didn't know what death was at the time.
That must have been horrifying for you. You ever think about how like animals don't have like a conscious perception of death? Like if you have a little kitty cat running around your house, a little cat going meow, right? You got little meow meow going around. He doesn't know he's gonna die. He doesn't know that.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
He
Do
has
you
a.
know what else we don't know?
What's that?
We don't know the truth behind the secret mirror's clone Dingle Forpers.
Can you drop the lore? I think this is very important.
Yeah, so I was gonna offer this up to any aspiring historians, but they didn't get back, so Dingle Forpers was created um, by Ariane back in like 2018. It is it's a very specific programming language.
Uh,
Uh,
Scratch, I believe.
no, it was called like, I gotta find the name. It was called Brainfuck.
Oh, I know brain fuck.
Yeah, Brainfuck's a very messy programming language.
So I've heard. So I'm
And
aware.
so the whole thing was written in Brainfuck.
Hmm.
Uh, and it's very messy because it's so complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
And so that clone, which the name I'm just I'm forgetting, it was up for like
Dingle
five
fluff.
minutes. Dingle Fork.
Dingle. Yeah, that one.
Um, yeah, it was up for like 5 minutes,
Uh huh.
and there were like 2,000 accounts, and no one seems to remember it except me.
That's insane. You should write a book about it.
I should write a book about my whole time.
Yeah, what you learned from internet daycare.
Yeah,
Yeah. Pip, what's your Wawa order? When you go to Wawa, what's your go-to?
I will usually get a turkey sub of some kind. Sorry, a hoagie. I felt like I did slander there,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
I'll forgive you
turkey
later.
hoagie. Yeah, turkey hoagie with all sorts of little toppings and other things, and then I just shout out on that.
I see.
You know, their fries are kind of bad, if I'm being completely honest, but their cheese that they make, plus their pretzels. I have a relative who lives in like the northeast, and he
Mm-hmm.
came down recently. There was a, and he's like, I could really go for a Wawa pretzel right now. But it was completely random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wawa known for their pretzel. I'm gonna look into this. Hold on.
I don't know if they're known for their pretzels. I mean,
I'm looking up
you
Wawa
know,
pretzel reviews. Okay, r/Philadelphia. Thoughts on Wawa soft pretzels. Top reply from user hexagonal shit says they're fucking terrible, and I get one every time I'm in Wawa.
shit. Yeah. They forget go for a pretzel night, you know, in this general area. Um, you know, you may as well go for a Philly pretzel factory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or so I'm told.
The vibe I gathered from Wawa during my brief stint, seeing you at the hospital after your plane crash and all that, was
Thank you for getting me that order, by the way. I know I ordered a lot of pretzels.
yeah, no, it's really no problem at all. You've been through so much after the plane crash and all that. So
Yeah. The car trauma.
yeah,
I don't want to talk, you know, I don't want to talk about it right now.
I understand. It's a very sore subject, but yeah, I get the vibe that Wawa is like a jack of all trades, master of none. Where like they're convenient when they're there. They're better than you'd expect them to be. But if you can go anywhere that like specializes in anything specifically, they're probably gonna blow Wawa out of the water.
To a degree, I think some of their sandwiches are really good, though.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't think there's like any fancy restaurants that make some of the sandwiches that they make. Those are just like sandwiches. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're probably right to a degree.
You should set up like a gourmet sandwich shop that does like Wawa sandwiches, but with like better ingredients.
All I would do is I'd like make the same, but they'd like cost like 30% more.
That would be
And
awesome.
I'd say it's because it's like a small business.
That would be a good move. You could sucker a lot of people to give you money by doing something like that.
Yeah. I'm very good at that.
Yeah. Pip, are you afraid to die?
Yeah. You know, I would say so. I think that's yeah. I'm perfectly okay with that, though. I'm glad because, you know, I think there was a time where I didn't see life as having any meaning, but I'm kind of glad I'm afraid to die now because I value my life so much that I don't want it to end. It's like a beautiful journey. And sure, there's some difficulties. There's some difficulties that lie ahead, but, you know, we're at a point where it's just like, I want to keep going.
Yes, yes. Pip, what's your
Yeah.
favorite 2D Mario game?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, I think the obvious answer I mean, oh, that's a tricky one. Oh, I've really, really enjoyed Mario Wonder. That was like one of the few games in recent memory that I actually sat down and like beat 100%. I really enjoyed that one. I think they did a lot of fun, creative stuff with it.
I
It
def
might honestly be the best 2D Mario.
I definitely enjoyed what I played of it, but I gotta say I'm a world guy. I prefer world.
I've never beaten World.
You've never beaten world?
You know,
You can beat world in like a few hours, I thought. It's not a very long
I,
game.
pro- I probably will at one point.
It's worth the journey, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think my next answer may be Mario Wii.
Mario
I think that one had, you know, and part of that's the nostalgia factor, but I think that they did a lot there. Like they brought back the Koopalings from retirement and all the items and power-ups and stuff. I think that was like the last new Super Mario Bros. That was like truly original. and didn't just feel like, stale.
Yeah. Wii was probably the most fun to do multiplayer for sure.
Right. That's one of the things I was playing Mario Wonder with my girlfriend recently.
Yeah.
And we just like we couldn't really interact with each other the way we could in Mario Wii. It was a little, annoying because
Yeah. I
back
know
in the
what you
day,
mean.
I could throw someone I'm playing with like in game, but you can't do that in Mario Wonder.
Yeah.
So it was a little weird
Yeah,
to get used to that.
because half the fun is just like getting in each other's way and pissing them off and everything.
Or like bouncing off of them to like get to if that would make the game easier.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose compared to Wii, I guess Wonder has like tighter level design, and allowing something like that could break a lot of it in ways they didn't really want you to do. But at the same time, it feels kind of lame to just get rid of any interaction between players as the compromise for that.
Easier. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It is nice they added, I've read somewhere that they added Daisy because, like, one of the developers was like, I have two daughters and they both want to play as Peach.
Yeah,
So we did both.
I do think it's funny. It took one of the developers like being like, my daughters both want to play for them to consider adding a second woman that you can play as in the roster.
Right. Yeah. I
I
mean,
I think they should
that's
make a
what
character in the Mario universe called Maria, and it's just Mario, but it's a woman.
I say Maria.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the more subtle ways in which, well, I don't want to call that sexism, but like just sort of like how so many of Mario characters that have been playable are like now. Even
yeah.
though like there's so many females that play the game, it's not me trying to
There's a lot
like
of
I'm not saying they need to
I think there's a lot of
create
deep-rooted patriarchal themes in the Mario universe.
absolutely. I mean, you could obviously analyze the sort of helplessness that they portray Peach, which has become a tired trope.
Yeah, I think.
You know, it's just it me, and they have in some ways they've
It
like
feels
in
like
the 3D World game, she was the one captured. In fact, she was probably one of the better, more OP characters in that game
yeah, but I will
for being
say
real.
in a lot of examples, even when they subvert the damsel in distress trope, it feels like they're doing it purely as a subversion, and it's not really as like a really uplifting way. It's kind of more like the attention is meant to be on how it's different from how it is normally, but it's not trying to like actually disrupt the status
Make
quo
it not
anything.
normal. Yeah, here's telling that one clip from Sonic Boom, but I fuck with what you're saying.
Is that a clip from Sonic Boom?
Yeah,
Oh
there's a
yeah,
scene.
Knuckles says that. That's right.
I watched that show growing up. He's
Dude,
like, what? Just because I'm a meathead doesn't mean I'm not a feminist.
that's really cool. Knuckles
Yeah,
would be a feminist.
I mean, that's one of the things, if you don't mind me telling on the topic of clowns for a minute, but
Uh
one
huh.
of the things where, like, it wasn't kind of, it was kind of uncool to be like liberal or whatever there for some time, which was a little silly. I'm a proud feminist. All right, I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
I have no shame in saying that. And it's sort of like, yeah.
My dick is also
And,
huge, by the way. Ladies, hit me up on my Hotmail account.
but like, I don't think it's cool to look better. Sorry. I don't think it's like uncool to just like want good things, I guess. If that
Yeah,
makes sense. To be like, yeah, we should pay people of both, of all genders equally and all that.
I think so.
Yeah.
I just think that I should get paid a little more equally.
Yeah, but like just not like the other
I
men.
know, fuck everyone else. I'm just saying me specifically. I should be making $1 billion a day.
Yeah, he worked the hardest job in the world.
I sure do.
That's my press secretary.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You give me a lot of bullshit that I gotta deal with, man. I gotta be honest.
Why I oughta.
Like, look, man. After the fucking I don't know. My brain was gonna go to the hawk to a shitcoin thing for some reason, of all things. I hate
Oh,
that.
I was involved in that to a degree. I worked with October, and I was telling her that she should get in crypto. She fired me though because I told her that she should post that she was going to make an announcement about something non-binary, and then she thought it was stupid and then fired me.
I think every moment of my life that I have to have hawk to a girl living inside of my head is a moment that I'm gonna deeply regret when I'm on my deathbed and can't live anymore.
I saw the post and I thought it was really interesting. I think someone sent it to me on Instagram as a like screenshot of Twitter, but it was about how like Ellen DeGenerate or DeGeneres
Mm-hmm.
was like, you know, she played Dory, was like how like she was sort of like a apex predator in like a lot of like trendy shit that she would have brought Hawk to a girl on her show, and then that would have been the end of it. But she
Oh,
took them out.
that's such a good point. Yeah, there was like a life cycle to it.
Like obviously like she like was like had a like culture abuse at her like show, and she needed to like, you know, stop immediately. But that's one aspect of it I miss.
We need a new lame white woman to just come in and derail all the
Your
plans.
mom.
Why would you say
So
that?
because I care and I'm evil.
Do you believe in good and evil? Do you think a
Yeah.
person has the capacity to only be one?
No. No, I think there's like both in everyone, but obviously it's very lopsided in some. That goes both ways.
Yeah. Who do you think was the most good person, and who do you think was the most evil person in just all of human history, and why?
Yeah, I was a good person, but I don't really have an answer for that. I mean, if we're getting religious, probably like Jesus or something,
Yeah, probably some shit like that.
because
I was thinking Mr. Rogers. That guy was pretty cool.
he's definitely up there. I just, if, you know, I guess my argument of what is good is like stuff that is saying, then
Hmm.
Jesus technically, or not technically, but he never sinned. So, like, he is the definition of good.
I
If that
see.
made sense.
I don't remember. I think this was in the Beatles anthology when I read that. But Paul McCartney said that when he was younger, he put together that God and devil is just good and evil with some of the letters swapped around. That's all very conceptual to him, and I think about that a lot.
Yeah. Or I think the obvious answer for those devils are probably someone like Hitler, I guess. I don't know. I mean, he just, yeah, everything he thought was hatred of other people. Every weekend, everything that he worked for in public career was about the hatred of others. I think that symbolizes evil, death, and destruction.
Yeah, I think Ringo
There's
had the
treatment of
coolest
innocence.
nose. Out
What?
of out of all of the Beatles, I think Ringo had the coolest nose.
Fair enough. I don't know enough. I was a huge Beatles guy. I did fuck with John Lennon getting shot, though. I thought that was really interesting.
I think I think that if he hadn't died then, he would have died later on. So like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, and it kind of would have just been like a headline we saw on like the news app on our phone, like John Lennon dead at 90.
Yeah, and it would have been like, oh man, and a bunch of people on Twitter would have been posting strawberry fields for a day, like, dude, he made that, whoa, and then that would have been the end of it. Because
Sorry, he actually would have been 85 right now. So I was off by a few years.
you fucking idiot. But yeah, everything just moves so fast now. You ever think about that? Like, our culture is just this revolving door of bullshit, and despite that, Hawk to a girl is the one thing that gets to stick for a prolonged amount of time.
Yeah.
Do you think somewhere like someone found a monkey's paw and they were like, "I'm sick of culture being so fast. I wish things stuck around longer." And the paw curled, and on the other side of the world somewhere there was a street interview going on, and the rest was history.
I don't know. I don't believe in magic, so.
I see. I see.
But I think, um, I don't know. Maybe, and the Kendra say this, maybe Hawk 2 is just like objectively funny and that's why it's stuck around.
That's a hot take for sure.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I think Hawktua is just it's too filthy for this country. I think I can't show that to my kids. I think if I were gonna teach my kids about Hawktua, I would do it like, why did the hawk go to the Tua? To get to the other side. And that would be the joke instead if it were up to me. But that's just me personally.
They can't get a their thing.
I just think, because if it were to get to the other side, I just think that would be a lot better.
What if it was, why the chicken crossed the playground?
I don't know. Why did the chicken cross the playground?
To get to the other slide.
That's a zinger. That's a good one. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, do you think a billion lions or one of every Pokemon would win a fight?
Did I say anything?
Answer the question. This is serious
Um,
business.
this is a really unpopular opinion, but I think I would go with the billion lions.
That's interesting. I'd say
Or at least I think, or let me clarify. I think the billion lions are like people are undervaluing that. Like, like people don't, yeah, people just assume that one of every Pokemon would win automatically, and they don't see the chance that the billion lions could win. Does that make sense?
I think I will say with the Pokemon argument, a lot of it hinges on like these edge cases where they would definitely win. But if we're thinking like fair fight in an arena, I think the billion lions might actually have the upper hand at a certain point.
Yeah, I think, I know that the argument like sounds stupid, like, oh, but that's a lot of lions, but it's like, look, I don't think you understand. There's about 1,000 Pokemon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So billion lions, I believe that means if my math serves me correct, that's about 1 million lions for each Pokemon,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and it's like
That is a lot. And you also know that some of the lions are going after, there's a lot of like stage one or beta evolution Pokemon that are fairly weak. I mean, let's just start Magikarp
yeah,
versus a million lions.
Magikarp's fucked. Caterpie's fucked. Caterpie's just
Caterpie's
absolutely everything.
fucked. Even like Butterfree for sure.
Yeah, but
Like there's so a lot of those get consolidated. And so like you have to remember that it's a lot of Pokemon for each lion. And it's just like there's just so fucking many. And it's like, and so you're gonna end up, I guess the question really becomes, can the weight of all those legendaries pick up, the the failure by all of
pick up
the
the
weaker
slack.
Pokemon?
Yeah,
Yeah, essentially. And I'm not so sure.
I think
I'm not certain. I think it's a possibility.
I think it's certainly an interesting question at that point because I'm trying not to go to like the like the evil shit, not evil, the simple answer, where it's like just have the time Pokemon go to space and blow up Earth and float in space. It wins. Like, I mean, I guess, but like, you shouldn't have to default to the nuclear option. I think, it would be a better argument if you could play it on the grounds of just a simple fight and still be able to win at those odds.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that the Pokemon really, the lions really underrated.
Yeah. Pip, that's all the time we have.
It isn't.
Pip,
You can ask one more question.
Okay, let's think.
You're a pussy if you don't.
Okay, my whole life has been leading up to this. One more question,
Right.
Pip, until Pip dies forever. What do you think of the new pigs they're adding to Minecraft?
I think they're really nice and add some diversity.
And just like that, folks, that's all the time we have. That's the end of the podca. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.